Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I think in your where you are is 409. Well, my name is Antonio. I am with my colleague. I'm with my colleague. He's in agriculture, and he's been working for 4 years. Our company's name is Products Organic, and I work with the elementary security, and we work with different or organic rules so that we can continue having the certificate. And I'm just gonna ask him what's the name. Yeah, ALBA. Okay, I just wanted to clarify. So the organization's name is ALBA. We have from 30 to 35 agricultures, and they all have their own company name. So we work independent in our property, and we are all certified or organic have an organic certification under CCO. But every agriculture needs to have their own certificate with their own name, and they go based under the inspection. They have to comply with all the ground rules in order for them to have their certificate. And all the people that are here in the program, well, they have passed their inspection very well, and when there's someone that doesn't want to follow the rules, but the percentage of the people do want to continue moving forward. Like Benito said, this is a very hard job, and this is not easy. So I'm gonna give it to Adelio so that he can introduce himself in his own words, and he can present his company. My name is Adelio Coronel. It's a pleasure to be here. I also work for ALBA, and my farm is Coronel Products Organic Farms. I am 36 years old. I've been in agriculture my whole life, but as a certified organic agriculture, it's been 4 years. And so that you guys know, we are in Salinas, California, very far from you guys, but we all have the same goal and the same practice. And the good thing is that these practices are organic, and um, this is universal, so we can apply these no matter where we are. So we're going. Can we start with the presentation? So my name is Antonio. I work in ALBA, like I said. I work with the agricultures that are in Harvard. We are a team, and we support all the people that work in agriculture, and we are in charge of a place that's called Juan in El Salvador, Juan Ana, and we are working with different organic practices. So so organic is a term, and it's regularly with the federal government. The regulations of the programs are having everything organic with the USDA, and the agencies certified that they're certified agencies are CCOF, and we are certified with USDA. There are different agencies that they can certify the farm as organic, but the USDA organics are the ones that govern these agencies to make sure that we are compliant. So us here in Alba, we work with CCOF, and they also certify in the inspection of the people to make sure that they are in complying with everything that they need to. The organic production, for example, there's a picture of a field that's organic. There's a difference in organic and conventional. The organic, we focus more in how to fight flags and other practices that can help to use these kind of pests. We us agricultures or the agricultures they use organic products, and they fight the plagues. For example, some types of hedgerows or some type of trees, and um that we make sure that there's not a lot of waters that can affect the production. The benefits of the organic certification is that the production and the pest synthetic pest can protect the resources, the natural resources, and so the difference is that the people from ALBA and the people that come from ALBA and the agricultures that are practicing what they're practicing is that somebody told me earlier that they have worked in fields and conventional fields, and a lot of people that have worked in the ALBA program, like independent agricultures, and they see how we apply the pets for the type of work that I done. I always see a helicopter spreading and they usually say that you cannot go into the field for at least 8 hours, and they say that if you go in, you can get sick or you can go to the hospital. So the organic, it's not, we don't have to do it that way because those are materials that are not as strong. It's very rare. The difference with the commercial fields or the organic is that we don't do it the same way as a conventional field. So we have to make sure that the product is healthy. We don't have residues of pests, and we are protecting our land. Um, for example, here in Salinas, they taught me that if you are being organic, you're not only protecting your water, your land, the planet. And the other benefit is that there's some studies that 6.5 of the production is more organic. And how can we help this? Is if the consumers they are asking for this, and instead of saying maybe if I sell this in the store or the market, maybe they don't want to give me a reasonable price or what I'm asking for. Maybe they want to give the same price as commercial price to what's organic, but that also depends on how we market our products. Maybe you're selling it at the wrong place, and you have to move to a different market or a different store or other farmers market. And in this area here in California, and more and they're getting more they're learning more about certifications or organic certifications here in the market, and they're asking for them to make sure that it's worth paying the extra money for these products. And that's what I can those are the benefits that I can mention. It's a better production and sales, better prices, and we are selling quality products. How does this work? First, we have to fill out the application of the organic system. This has there's different steps to it. When you fill out the application, to fill out the application, it takes 3 to 4 hours. But the good thing is that the application, you only have to do it one time in your life. And every year, we take different courses. You can add if you didn't work, or you can add a practice in that type of aspect. So when you are focusing, when you are filling out this application of the organic application, is how do you work the land, if it qualifies, what type of resources you are going to use to keep your land healthy, or to fight pesticides, or where you're gonna plant the seeds, and just make sure that all these companies are certified, organic certified, and if you are certified as organic and products that are growing, we got to make sure that we're doing it right, because if there's pesticides, if it's organic, the 80% is pure documentation, and maybe it's a little hard. And I can assure you that the majority of agricultures are already practicing this, because I think if you don't do it right away, there's gonna be a point that they're gonna ask you to do it anyway with this organic certification. And I say this because in this agricultures here in ALBA, they have recommendations of food safety, and the state already came to do inspections so that the agricultures that are doing more than 25,000 can comply with these rules.
And those registries that fill up are the same ones that they utilize for the inspections, for the organic inspection. And so, and I can show you the documents that we utilize here in ALBA that help us with the organic inspections and how they should be filled out. But we can also help you not only with the organic application, but also as a food safety, which works for two things. The way that we have it, the way we have two formats. Like I said, the organic production, I want to show you how the page looks, and the way that the inspector is going to be checking. One by one, you could see the image is bigger. This one is in English, but if you go on CC Web, right there you can see J1 until all the way down, and then you're going to check the application to check that we are doing all of them and that we are complying, And the thing is that if one day they find a problem, for example, I say CC Web because we use CC Web and we refer a lot of agricultures so that they following the organic rules, they review all of them one by one. But if there is one problem, it's not the end of the world. We can just fix it. We can just fix the problem to correct it. And maybe you didn't use the natural flowers that you said you were going to use to combat the pesticides. They're just going to tell you that they just want you to prove that, or if you do not do sample for the dirt or the soil, you want to know what nutrients you have or if you already have them. And the good thing is that there are many resources outside of in many states, there's a lot of support to do that those type of exercises, to do soil samples, to see what can you use that you can fight against against plagues and many other things. And to better the soil. So one idea that the SDA gave us is this picture. They provided it, and this is a picture that demonstrates that, for example, they use some type of soil that protects if there's a lot of rain, so that the soil is not affected, because you want to protect the soil so that there are no problems. The good thing about organic things is that you need to look for different resources and ideas so that the soil is kept healthy. And maybe that paste that you use to protect soil from water, that soil specifically, it's giving it nutrients to the same way as a soil so that you can have better production. And so where you're going to grab the soil, the organic soil, you want to apply so that you can have organic soil, you have to make sure that your soil qualifies. It's not just, oh, we're going to just grab this soil, or I'm going to apply so that I can have organic certification. You have to investigate. My partner left. Elio went to the bathroom. He left, but he's coming back and he's going to explain how he certified his soils. But in reality, when you go apply for soil, if you don't know if it's organic or not, you have to make sure that you have applied pesticides, that you have not included pesticides in the last 3 years. And sometimes it happens that the soil that you're going to get, the owner or the person that was there before left mad and did not give the appropriate documents so that it can be certified, so that the soil can be certified. Every county has a commissioner's office, and there you can ask, for example, PUR, so that they can do a report, and that can help to prove to the person who's certifying that you have organic soil and that it's not applied to the material things. But stay here and tell people that comes out of ALBA that they you signed a contract, that the owner asks you for the story, asks for the story of that soil and the land. To say, okay, I'm going to sign the contract, but you have to sign this and say that you never use illegal material that can affect my certification, my organic certification. It has happened, and it happened with one agriculture that he grabbed some land here in California, and his soil did not qualify to be organic. And so unfortunately, he was unable to continue as an agriculture. But I have Davio here. He can explain to you a little bit more how you started here, how you got certified, how much soil and land you have, and how was the process to certifying, and the benefits that it has brought you to be organic. While I am Errol, I am an agricultural worker who used to work for a big company, like Benito said, in our origin place in Mexico. We were agricultures with our father and all that. So I had that vision, but I didn't know how to begin. And the ALBA program opened their doors to us, and they help people like us to establish a business. At least me, in my culture, it's only to plant the seed and that's it. But over here, we were taught that the system here is a lot of paperwork, and it was a little bit confusing. And so ALBA, with that help that provides us with 4 years, they have taught us, and it's easier to have all the paperwork in order for the certifications, public safety. And every time that we do it more, it's easier. It's not as difficult I have all my things in order, I'm following the rules, and to be organic, I contribute to the soil. I'm following my origin like I did in Mexico, being organic. So it's a product that comes clean. It contributes to our health, to our system, to our communities. So it's a win-win any way you look at it, because honestly, when people eat, they eat health and not sickness. And so it has been that way. It has been a little difficult now that I'm going to leave ALBA. It's been 4 years to have to compete with the big companies. But in these 4 years, I had preparation, and within ALBA and outside of ALBA, transition will be as difficult now that I have started the program. I prepared myself. I know outside, I know how to complete contracts. I know how to do analysis and how the pH is. And that has all helped me how to choose. It's to keep growing. I also have resources like Antonio and all of the other partners and the staff that help us with the paperwork that they ask yearly to renew. All of the paperwork, I already know how to do it. I already have knowledge of what they want, what they're looking for. And so that has served me a lot. And this training of fill out the paperwork, like we call it, that's where we write everything. If you apply to something for some type of product, you have it there, the names of what provider it's coming from, and that gives the client security that what we're saying is the actuality of what it is, and it's not out of the guidelines. And that also helps me, like, for example, today in California, there is a new law that, like, for the problem that Antonio mentioned, that the ponds were being contaminated. There's a new law that says that they need to know how many nitrogens or how much product being applied, so that way we cannot exceed a certain amount. And that if you apply from nitrogen, does not apply with the boxes or of the amount of pounds that you are going to plant, then most likely that product is going to be exposed to that amount of water. So the government wants to have that control, because the big companies apply fertilizer a lot, and sometimes it's a risk. And since it's a lot, it goes like that. And so in that way, they want to detain that. And for us, it became easier because the rule is about having written down everything that we apply. And since we've already doing it, it's completely easy. And so that way, they prepared us for the future. And even though that we stepped on a stone, but it was something good, because aside from that, we are contributing for the ecosystem, and it's been a benefit for me. It has been difficult. I remember that a lot of paperwork is needed to have a proper limitation for all of us, and I think it's adding to the system. And so in the future, contributing and bettering it, and we have good ideas and things that work, and also better it, and always from a positive way of seeing it. And I would recommend it because it's not impossible, but every time it is easier. But I would recommend it, that you continue like the example that we have here. Thank you, Aurelio. The paperwork is very important, not only if it's organic, but for everyone that's also selling food for the regulations. There are people that, and honestly, that they don't have food safety, or it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot, but those people that are here, one or the other, do not want to continue, because it's almost impossible the way that they, not what's happening now with you guys, but they prefer to say, I don't want to worry who is looking at me, who's cleaning my equipment, that they're doing good practices. So in the Cumbers market here in California, you have to have the organic certification so that the clients know, you know what, this person is certified as organic. And like I said, more and more people are demanding organic. And for the moment, it is difficult for markets, but that's the job of the business, knowing how to market their merchandise to markets so they don't continue in a circle. And I say that because I have met people that say, I'm here and I'm going to stay here and I'm not going to go up anymore. But those that enter the United States, there are no limits. There's no limits. I see it as being organically certified. This is what we have to do on protecting the earth, the water, and the production that is more healthy. And many schools over there as well, they are demanding that the production be organic. Those are the rules that USDA is doing so that they can support more agriculture. So investigate and learn. It is possible, but then when you do it, it's not as difficult. And that is an example of the document that Aurelio filled out, because I could say that it's one of the most difficult ones because they deal with a lot of things, subsidiarity. I could say that ALBA already grew as a company, an agriculture company, because he has half an acres and he's already incrementing to bigger amounts. And so, for example, it's easy, like Lofier's, it says that how many crops that you plant, the blocks, who is the provider? Was it a transplant or organic? What we do is we review what the inspector says. And it says, oh, he bought this crop of 229. If you go down here and we see the receipt. Okay, if you could see, there is the crop 229. And when it was transplanted, this always has to be organic. It cannot be organic, right? What the inspector is going to see, going to be like, okay, so this was planted. Here's the receipt so that we can verify. But he has to prove to the inspector that the certificate of CCF as proof that that company is certified to have the celery be organic. And it is like about once a year. And then the other one that the inspectors are also checking and we have a section here for applicants and for pesticides. And it says here that they apply 31124, 1,000 pounds in 0.5 acres in block number 3. And the date of the purchase was 3/8. And for cleaning, it says organic, true organic 224. This is the most common ones in this area that we use as fertilizer. But the example that I could give, that Delio gives, is if you put some in whatever material and whatever numbers, you have to match the same name. They always want us to write the exact name. So what the inspector is going to see, like Adelio explained, 311, 3/8. So I have to look for that receipt now. is the date 38, 442 organic, 1 pallet, right? And so, or simply, you have to file your documents and file that you are applying for, and then the documents be in order so that you can read.
And it's very important everywhere. Like I said, natural resources are very important, and also to have the practice of knowing how to bring everything good to your field. I know that one of my colleagues usually say, if we didn't have bees in the world, we couldn't have humans. And sometimes we say, yeah, there's certain things that are lacking, and we say we are not taking good care of the earth, and we are also using things that harm the ambient, and us as agricultures, or organics or non-organic, our part, or our kids and our next generations, we just got to make sure that we are going to keep the a healthy planet as much as we can, because maybe in our times we are okay now, but we got to make sure that people take good care of the earth, especially these companies that have big productions. Like Adelio said, we are going to continue to receive new laws, and I get worried because we have different materials in our waters, and the water, we need water for everything, right? Um, so the registries, whether they're commercial or organic, we got to make sure that I'm going to give an example. We have a box. We have everything, all the receipts, everything that they applied, all the chemicals, um, the whole team that you use. And like I said before, what happens with the people that work in farmers market is one day they say, Benito sold kale, and let's say 5 people had a bacteria, and it's coming from this farmer's market. So they're gonna blame it on Benito, right? So now we have to do a background check. We have to check all the documents that we have on file. And we don't want to do a further investigation, but if they do, we got to make sure that we have everything on file to cover our backs. We have registries, like I said, that I would like to share with you guys. I can send them to you via email so that you guys can use them as well. It is very hard to explain through Zoom how do you fill out page by page, but if you guys are interested, then we can make an appointment, and maybe through Zoom, maybe 1 or 2 hours, so that we can help fill out the pages, and then we can teach how to fill out the pages. We need a binder, and we need to archive everything. We use a folder, and we put all the documents in order in a folder. We can fit all the documents up until 5 years. Like I said, it's very important to know what you're applying and the receipts please always save them. You can just have a little bag and put all the receipts there. You can have your own technique on how you are going to save all these receipts. We've been in the farmers market and the inspectors come and they say, we want to see what you sold in the farmers market. And we usually say, oh, I didn't know I had to document that. So in the farmers market, no, we have to register what we are selling, the amount, and how much you had left. That is the organic practice. Depending on what farmers market and what state, there's an inspector and they want to verify everything that you do. They want to make sure if you are organic, if you are that you are really selling organic products. Because if you are going to sell your products at a higher price, they want to make sure that you are selling the right thing. Because there's a lot of people committing fraud. Here in ALBA, one of the agricultures that we didn't know, he was using an ALBA certification in a marketplace, and we didn't know who it was, but a lot of people already know who ALBA is. We already know who is here, but we got certified immediately. So that person can't sell anything in the farmer's market anymore. Maybe that person in the future that he wants to apply to be organic, and that is probably going to affect him because he already is marked as a person that commits fraud. And everything that is seeds here in Alba, we use seeds because we have a lot of agricultures here, and we don't allow treated seeds. We can use them, but only if they are organic. A transplant, like I said, it has to be 100% organic. And if you buy, and if you buy anything, it has to be an organic seed. And if you can't find it, you need to prove that you went to 3 different places and you were trying to find that seed. And if you can't find it, you can't use a treated seed. And if it is treated, it needs to be certified with your organic certifier. Before I forget, I also wanted to tell you guys that the good thing is that when you apply for the organic inspection, we're talking about a price of 1,200 for the inspection. Maybe it's a little less in that area, but here it's more expensive. But the good thing is that you can apply through the USDA department, and they give a reimbursement of 750, and you can pay for the inspection. You are supposed to pay for half, well, of 1,200, and that's not bad. Usually the USDA organics want to, or they'll give reimbursements for the people that apply for their inspections. It's not a guarantee that they will qualify, but a lot of people do apply yearly. I don't know if there's other agencies or other resources that are looking for the way of supporting the small agricultures. So you're not alone. I just wanted you to know that, and always remember that there is a way to apply the pesticides. We have to try and look for the way on how to fight the plague in a natural way. And agriculture that was here in Alba, and every time he did the inspections, they're always surprised because he doesn't apply nothing. He only applies the principles. But his technique is that whatever he uses, he'll use it for 2 or 3 hours, and that fights the flag. Whatever he's using, it works, and every time he is going to that he does that, he shares the techniques that can help us. And the important thing of when we are going to apply the recompostas, we have to ask for the organic certification and the analysis and make sure that we can apply this. Because the inspector says that maybe the company where you buy the composta, sometimes they didn't pass the test, but they still gain certification. So we always have to make sure what these products contain. Or let's say in the future, you say I want to become organic, and you gotta make sure that you start using the products that are approved by the organic people. Every time they tell us what materials that are approved to use here in ALBA. Every material, if it's a pesticide that's organic, they say that we have to have a written letter. Let's say if we want to use cuevas to fight the plague, we just have to write the letter. We have to show it to an inspector, and they are going to determine whether we can use it or not. But if it's okay, they just want to make sure that at least you did the effort to try to avoid to use that pesticide. And the important thing about the labels is that one of my colleagues said a while ago, when you go to the store, we start learning what's organic and what's not organic and their benefits. So I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. We see the helicopters just spreading the pesticides, and it says you cannot come in because that is very harmful. Here in Monterrey and Greenfield, there's a lot of people that work on the fields. A lot of people that work on the field, and the females that are the people that are there, they say that it affects the way that you grow up and the way that your immune system develops. And that's why pregnant women are not allowed to work when they are spreading that pesticide. So I'm thinking maybe if you're thinking I'm eating lettuce and they spread pesticide and that is dangerous for me. And it says that in 48 hours I can eat it. But a lot of people just say, you know what, instead of that, I can just go to USC Organics or CCOF, the certification. Maybe it's just safer to grab everything that's organic, because every year I can see how dangerous the pesticides are getting. And hopefully all of you guys want to sow and how to take care of the earth and to have a healthier earth. I think that the way that we can do it is just going organic. The other thing is that remember there's some labels of USDA, and the people that usually use this are people that are packing things to ship them. The buyer is asking for that, but if you can see the labels, they have to be the same way that they are. You can't change them, you can't modify them, and it has to be exactly the way that they come on the boxes. The people that are doing farmers market, or if you're growing conventional, you have to have a way to distinguish what is organic in a certain place. You cannot mix the vegetables. You have to have everything labeled, just in case there is no risk or no confusions with the conventional or the organic, because that is not approved with the organic certification. There has to be proof that they're not mixed, so that they don't return the product. And if there's not a organic certification, I like to work with CCOA. They're the ones that helped me and guided me on how to do everything the right way. If I have any questions, I usually answer all my questions. They help me with this presentation. If I have any questions about seeds or materials, they always give me the right answer. And I know that they are all in all United States. So if you guys are interested, maybe I can help you fill out the application. I wouldn't charge you. That would be a part of ALBA. So you guys can start the process. I can also help so that you guys can get ready for the inspection. If you guys are interested, of course, it's going to be through Zoom, but it would be enough with photos on the camera so that me and my colleagues can get ready so that we can support you guys and be ready for the inspection. Does anyone have any questions? It's not a question. It's or it's like a comment and a question together. I like you speaking about the organic certification, that it's not easy, but it's not hard either. And I've always said that um, our culture is something different, but when you come to a different place, we have to adapt to the process and the regulations that they have. As long as you do that and you have a direction or a respect of the attitude that they have, we can always do it, and we can just agree on and doing everything in common. Because it cannot be just our way. And I'll explain myself. I'm a person, I'm a certified cook, and the baked goods, those are like the sweets. I would like to sell that, but the regulations that the Board of Health, they have different regulations, and their regulations are very strict. And when I worked in the kitchen, they told me that they were bad people, and I didn't know how they worked. But honestly, Board of Health is, they're not monsters. There are people that help you, and they're like friends and not enemies. And I think that that's exactly how it works. And the same. We sell food, and everything just varies. So my question is, how can we do this little by little with a process, even if it's hard, even if we have to go through whatever we have to go through and just get ready and prepare ourselves, how can I do it for the community? It's like what you said, we have to get we have to adapt and follow the rules. We cannot change them. But if you would like, can guide you. I can, if you have an email, you can send me a text, and I can send you the format or the form that I use. We can connect so that I can show you how to fill out the documents, and I can teach you for the materials that have been approved. And I can teach you how to have all the materials organized and everything that you can use to plant and to fight with pesticides. And I can also look for resources and support, like a scholarship that maybe can help you so that you can start the inspection. Like I said, with us, I can help you fill out the applications to see if they can go do the inspection for you. like I said, the good thing is that this is for life, an application for life. But we have to make the adjustments, and sometimes maybe you did a change or you filled it out the wrong way. I can show you a binder. I don't know if you can see it here. This is a binder. This is how a binder of 4 years look. So yes, we have to have everything organized. This package is a little big, no, but everything's organized. I can help you fill it out. So that's why I'm saying that if you start, I can help you fill out the application so that they will tell you what you need so that you can move forward. There's a lot of help. I can help you step by step so that you can be certified. Yes, I am interested. I've always liked that. So you can write down my number and you can call me and we can start the process if you'd like. Very important. I liked it because it's related to what I want to do. And the way that you explained it, I think that the doubts and the confusions that I had, I feel a lot better. And the important thing is know or hear from somebody that already did it, and so that we can learn from that person. The other thing that I want to mention is that NOFA also has something that is similar to ALBA, and we can also help here in Massachusetts. And I'm going to put my email here. And also, someone was asking in the chat if it was possible if you can show us the forms that you have. If you guys write your email in the chat, we can, Antonio, if you send me all the information, I can forward them the information, or I can give you the emails. I can send you the information, and I would also like to share other documents that we use.
Thank you for that. I don't know if there are other questions. Let me see.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sí, yo tengo una.
Um, Thank you so much, Antonio. That was really informative. I'm wondering if you could share your experience working with smaller farmers and like 2 acres to 10 acres, maybe, and the difficulties that they experience that your services help with, or that things that maybe they actually don't have much of a problem with, or you know um I just think that a lot of small farmers around here are like, oh, it's not really worth it, like I'm not going to make that much more money, or I it's not worth the work. And um what I hear you saying is it's important to be a part of this movement and all these things. And so, yeah, I'm just wondering what your experience is like working with small farmers and if they find that it's worth certifying.
I'm going to, what I understood, the difficulties that small farmers have for the inspection of what organic things are. What I've seen is that, first of all of those that we have helped, they want it organically certified because they see the benefit and the way that markets are opened for them.
Mm.
So there have been some agricultures that come with us and they're not part of the program and say, well, I wanted to sell my product to a company, but they wanted organic certification, and if I don't have it, they don't want to buy anything from me. Because we're seeing that they are demanding what's organic. And so it's difficult. It's at first it's difficult because people are scared to say, oh, look, there's an inspector, and they look like I don't know, they're stuck up to see how it's gonna go. But most of the time when we do the inspections, the agriculturists get really nervous and they don't speak. They don't speak. And because they don't know what to say, but they're not used to being part of an inspection, but regularly, I've seen the difference. And the second time, they already catch the drift, and for the third time, they do it by themselves. They do it by themselves with the inspector because they get what they're demanding. Because it's difficult if you want it to be difficult, but you make it easy if you want to. Those that struggle the most are those that truly are not willing to do the extra work. And it's not like, oh, I'm not going to sleep or I have to work 10 hours more. No, it's not like that. It's just simply filling out the documents at the moment that you're doing the job, and then complying what the organic system is. But the benefits are that you are going to market yourself into something that's positive and not negative, and that can help you to open up to new markets. And you're contributing to the planet.
Gracias.
What she was asking you was that from 1 to 2 acres, more or less, how, with your experience, you would help those people get certified to get 1 acre to up to 10 acres of land. So 1 acre, 2 acres, of getting up to 10. So how can you acquire it, or how you would? Has there been conflict? Have there been difficulties? When you say from 1 acre to 10 acre, let's say one person has 1, 2, or 3, but the other one has 10. How you can acquire more acres. It's easy. So if you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 acres, nothing changes. It's just similar. If you want half, a quarter, or 20 to 100 acres, it's going to be the same price. They just want to go to your farm. They're going to do observation of your sales to see if you have 5 acres and everything was planted. They're going to say that if nothing was sold of what you planted, or more sold of where the product came from, but the farm size, it's the same thing. It's practical. It's the size. But if you're going to use CCN, they're also based on your sales, and that's what they're going to charge you to do the inspection. Thank you, Antonio, for all of the knowledge. We are so grateful that you have time to share with us. NOFA has a lot to learn from you guys, and we are very happy to be able to have the pleasure to have you both with your knowledge